Here we go again. I don't know how many times I gotta tweet these tweeters and tell these buffoons the only way to get out of the hell that you're raising out of the earth is to reverse iniquity. So I'm gonna show you what iniquity is. I'm gonna define it for you because these world so-called leaders that steal elections and things of this nature, they say, uh, excuse me, they say that we can figure this out, and this is the last chance for humanity. This is the final straw. Come on, bro. How long you, man? We've been telling y'all that for quite a few years, and only way for you to reverse climate change, of which there's no measurable result of. I'm just going along with the narrative that they laid out in the meeting today, the summit. In the summit, they act as if there is climate change. Leaders summit on climate. Well, we know perfectly well there is no such thing as global warming. You understand me? And so they were forced, based on our correction to them, to change the phraseology to climate change. Because there ain't shit happening with no global warming. You better have corrected it, you clowns. Now, I'm still quite very annoyed that you don't understand what you're doing. Because you're supposed to be the leaders of the earth. Any leader of the earth will be promoting the law of the Most High Power. So that law is exactly and precisely how you would reverse climate change. Once again, I'm glad you corrected it from global warming to climate change, but I still have a very sensible objection to that. You understand me? The scientists in 2014, I think it was, decided to come together as a collective and come up with the world's biggest solutions to the problems of the earth today. These guys have absolutely zero clue about the Most High Power or the highest power. That's how you should phrase it. $10. Okay, that's a good idea. But listen, I'm getting ready to show you what iniquity is. Share my shirt. Here it goes. You like to hear it? Here it goes. Ben Blamo. Now, iniquity. Let's see if I can pull up law with it at the same damn time. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with you, which frames mischief by Allah? Right, that's what they do. Psalms 94 and 20. Right, that 94 Psalms is normally prophetic of 1994. based on my limited understanding. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with you, which frames mischief by a law? This is what the people do around the world. They frame mischief by a law. Let me check out Malachi 2 and 6, see what it says. The law of truth was in his mouth, and iniquity was not found in his lips. He walked with me in peace and equity, and did turn many away from inequity. You see? So, iniquity and inequity is the same damn word. It's proven right here. So, miss me with any other information that is not the same word, because I just proved that they are. So now, when you take a look at the definition of iniquity or inequity, and if I were to use colloquial uh, examples of inequity, we had to wait, man, 500 years just to get two super blatant murders, or maybe a handful. I would say maybe 10 super blatant murders of black people by police officers convicted on super blatant murder charges. That girl in Dallas walked slam into a black dude's apartment who was eating uh, ice cream on his couch. And then she pulled out her gun and proceeded upon shooting him. And decided that, oops, this ain't my apartment. Let me call the police, even though I am a police. So that inequity in the injustice system causes extreme anger and extreme violence and extreme lashing out of the populace who was not being represented fairly or equitable within that injustice system. So now you take a look at here, uh, iniquity, and this iniquity, right? Let's make sure. Yeah, that's iniquity, right? It is calamity, wickedness, a perverse thing, mischief, noisome, naughtiness, naughty, naughty, and mischievous. So the biblical usage is just desire in a bad sense, meaning it is irresponsible, illogical, inequitable, iniquity. It is clamorous, naughty to have sex with minors. You understand me? I'm using an extreme case so that it can be very clear what iniquity is. Now, there is inequity that is harder to notice for dumb people. You see, so that's why it takes the priest to point it out to people. You see what I'm saying? So since you don't study law and you completely ignore and hate the Most High's law, then it's difficult for you to understand these concepts. So you need to uh, bring in the priest to your doggone council, your doggone council on foreign relations. You need to bring in the priest to your doggone leadership summit on climate change. You see, and they were smart enough to put climate leaders summit on climate instead of climate change. That was pretty smart too, because the climate is heavily reactive to behavior in any area. So I keep telling you, slow people, that all you need to do is mandate the Most High's law into society and weed out, prune, annul, and delete any satanic law that's in the governing bodies. One example of satanic law is Islam, Sharia law. Another example of satanic law is satanic law and the satanic Bible. Another example of satanic law is uh, punishing people for not patronizing homosexuals and the LGBT. It's our business. We can do whatever we want to do with it. You can't force us to do those things. Satanic law is allowing the greedy banks to damn steal houses all over the world with no problem, no repercussion whatsoever. Use them as tax havens, and then tell us that we're not allowed to own that property because they own it, even though they're letting it rot for 10, 12 years and hasn't so much as cut a blade of grass on that property. And all types of wildlife live inside that property, including human vagrants, drug addicts live inside that property, including kids in every single neighborhood go to the abandoned house in every single neighborhood in the country and have unsolicited sex with each other. These are just a handful of examples of satanic law that you guys allow. You see? So this causes a ripple effect that causes other people to act out in ways that they normally would not, because you are oppressing people who genuinely desire in a good way to benefit the community and uh, raise their level of income and education level in order to get income. You understand me? So that'll be the end of this. That's my thoughts on the Leaders Summit on climate. And I keep telling these people over and over again that all you have to do is introduce the Most High's law into the government and remove all satanic law from the governing system. But I understand that it's your ultimate goal to cause the climate to do what it's supposed to do, which is to destroy you people from the face of the planet. And I thank you for doing that, because we do need to change the environment to where you people aren't here. And the Most High is the only thing in existence powerful enough to do that for us on our behalf. Thanks for listening.